Okay, YouTube. I was laying here watching some YouTube videos because it's too hot. And my place is so small. If I turn the air on, it's really noisy and then it's still uncomfortable. So, because it's so late at night, I always try to be respectful. Dumb little me, I'm always respectful. So, and also just I put my earplugs in, and also it's just kind of privacy, you know what I'm saying, as well. So, I'm laying here getting into this YouTuber. I think it's like William Haynes or somebody. And the first time I saw one of his videos was he was talking about being an introvert. Because, like I said, I occasionally throw these pity parties for myself, as y'all saw earlier. And, so I really got into his videos because of the introversion thing. But I don't think anybody's, I don't even know if I'm really an introvert. I'm just kind of a loner loser. But I think a lot of these people that are the geeky types, they claim to be introverts because I guess it's a cool thing to do. But real introverts like myself, that I have absolutely like no family and absolutely no friends. We're real introverts. But so to make a long story short, I had my earphones on. I was laid across the bed listening to William Haynes Jr. or somebody like that. And so I heard what sounded to me like scratching. And I almost blew a gasket. And the reason why is because, like I said, my life is crazy. Like a few days ago, a week or so ago maybe, the guy that lived next door, his whole house is like torn down, and I guess he's rebuilding it. I don't know what's going on over there. But anyhow, because they tore that down, I went out to water my plants, and this like rat, not a mouse, but a rat, had to be almost the size of my forearm. When I opened the door to water my plants, the rat came running in, but it didn't run into my apartment. It ran into like the alcove area out front, and like I said, crazy. It's crazy life. Like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, the landlord sawed a hole into the front of my place, and it was something about water or something like that. He wanted to come in the apartment to do the water, but I had been complaining about the water like forever. And he was just like, oh, there's nothing else I could do about the water. But then the guy that lives next door, he complained about the water. And it was like almost immediate. And I had been complaining for months, but immediately he came to fix it. You know what I'm saying? So and I don't know. And then also, I think I went out one day and it's like really hot in here, like I said, and it's really hot in here. And me, I walk a lot, and so I went out and excuse me, I had only expected to be out like for maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour. Ended up being longer than that, and so I asked the landlord about something. This is the same landlord that didn't respond to the note that I put on the door, and he was just like, well, why did you leave the air conditioner on? I was like, because it's hot as an oven in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. And the guy next door, you know what I'm saying? I think there's a little bit of, he had his on too. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a little bit of like, I don't know, it's just some weirdness. You know what I'm saying? But I try to, like, there's a quote, like I said, that I looked at earlier today, and the quote, and I think that's why I dropped in this mood or this emotion, because I just felt like, you go out of your way to try to, you know, to be nice, and it's just like, or to do the right thing, and when you do that, you always end up, it always ends up being like you don't get that same respect back in return. You know what I'm saying? I'm conscientious about this, conscientious about that. Like I said, I even have my headphones on when I'm listening to my stuff, and it's just like, and I don't think that person's a really all bad person, but I think that there's a lot of things that's underhanded and shady. Like maybe he'll say one thing to one person and say something different to somebody else. But anyhow, the point of this whole video was I thought there was a rat. I hope there's not. I thought I heard scratching. I really did. And usually when I scream not just because of fear, but the main reason is to scare the hell out of whatever it is so that it'll get the fuck away from me. But I swear I heard scratching. I don't know where the scratching would have came from because, I mean, it sounded like scratching like on a box. But I know from experience when I lived in Overtown that, if you hear scratching, it sounds like it coming from the walls. That's a mouse. So, but when I stopped the scream, took the earphones out, I didn't hear anything again. So that's what it is. I hope that's not what it is. That bastard was big. I gotta excuse my language. That thing was big, And to be honest with you, I mean, I could just up and move, but it's just I really don't want to. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I don't want to because, I mean, one, because I got a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then two, I really don't know where I would go. And then three, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what it is. And, at least here I can be in my doom and gloom and all upset and sad for no reason. Ain't nobody gonna bother me. Ain't nobody gonna bother me anywhere else either. But it's like these people really don't care. So, and if they have something to say about it, I don't hear it. So, and then I think about the last place that I lived before this and the place where I lived before that. And just how, I can't take any more cruelty. I can't take any more meanness or nastiness or, I really can't take any more lack of consideration. But, I mean, that's what I get. So that's what I gotta, I gotta kind of try to deal with it, because one of the big dilemmas that I had, and I have to go to the bathroom, so that's what I'm doing. But one of the big dilemmas that I had was I was thinking about going to see my mom in Virginia, and but I was scared to because again, just so much hatred and so much negativity, and then what would I be able to bring to the table? Would I make things worse? Just my presence, and she's old now, and my brother and sister have been doing their thing with her for so long. My presence there will probably just upset the balance, and they've already made it clear that they hate my guts. So, and they think I'm nuts. The legal system, you think that people would, that you would have somebody to kind of back you up or at least give you moral support, but people are weak. So that means that if they heard things from, people that are, they feel like they're friends or, just heard anything in opposition. And, like I said, our family, we don't have a strong background to begin with because, my mom, she's not from here. My parents got divorced when I was like 10, and my father was an alcoholic, and so my mom is in a completely different country, hardly speaks the language. Now, because of his drinking problem or whatever, she made the decision to just call it splits because they couldn't, they was having a hard time, And, a lot of racism when I was coming up. So my father's side of the family, they looked at my mom the wrong way. My mom's side of the family, of course, didn't want nothing to do with all of that. So as far as I knew, I don't know what the whole situation is, but we didn't have any support as a family. All we had was the four of us. A mother that barely spoke the language, that kind of was a victim to the system. A father that was not there. Up to 10 years old, 12 years old, that's nothing. But he had his own demons to fight. And then you have me that's being raised, appearing African American, being raised Korean style, so you're really not fitting in. My mom didn't intentionally raise us Korean style, me Korean style. But how else is she gonna raise us? She's Korean, But so when it was time, and she saw the difficulty that I had fitting in, so when it's time for my brother and sister, she just kind of let, the system raise them or whatever, and I think too they watched and they saw how I didn't quite blend in, so they made sure, that they connected with people and things like that. But anyways, rat scare is over. But I would I be using headphones for the rest of the night. Love y'all. Have a good one.